I would say the one that's right top, isn't
They'll help me doing this after the meeting, mate. Yeah, go on.
I do one with the grimace, the frown, the pointing trap.
I've got a forward one. I'm having more money to talk about football. Good job.
Paying you too much of a salary, mate. If you can afford £5 worth of raffle.
I'm already providing. Reasonable interest rate.
50 grand salary he's getting.
Hi folks, Dave Alstead Sports Club, Pete Williams Sports Club, Mike Lloyd, Chairman, and Terry Deakin, who many of you may not have met before, the Chief Exec. Thanks everybody for coming out on such a fantastic sunny day, and there's lots of other things we could have all been doing.
Beach volleyball.
Yeah, beach volleyball. It's very interesting, as you may have noticed, that there's actually a Stoke event taking place next door, and I think it's the only time this season where the Vale are going to have a bigger crowd than Stoke. Well, the last time we were here, of course, was prior to the EGM, which didn't end as some of us would have wanted, but we are where we are. What we need to do is to make sure that we're going somewhere, you know, and that we're going somewhere upwards rather than downwards. And the club at the moment is in a very sensitive situation. We've got the opportunity to move forward, and I think we're all hoping that somehow we can actually all get united back to taking the club forward and moving on. What I'm really looking forward to today is to hear everybody's views and also hear the response from Perry and from Mike. The meeting's been called, the way it came about being called is that because the Supporters Club was sponsoring Mark Sims's application to become a director. We attended a meeting a few weeks ago, and we asked the board if they would be good enough to come and talk to the fans. It's pleasing that the members of the board and the chief executive, who were actually going to be here after Christmas, will actually hear to answer some questions. It's disappointing that others have not turned up. What we really want to do, as I say, the objective of the meeting is to remove the mistrust that surrounds the club. in some ways at the moment, and create a vehicle to harmonise the relationship between the fans and the club, and creating a forward plan that says, yeah, we're okay, in future we'll interact and we'll move forward together. And I think it's very fair to say that Mike here has done his very best to interact since taking over the role that he has. And even previously to that, as you all know, he was the one director who turned up prior to the EGM meeting. I think we do need to clarify the air a little bit in relation to Mo Chowdhury, Mark Sims, etc. Mark is actually on holiday at the moment, otherwise he would have been here. Mo declined an invite to come because he felt that it would have clouded the issue and he just wants the club to move forward. But he did make a statement which he has published, but I think I'll just read it out again if that's okay for those who haven't heard it. In the aftermath of the EGM, 1st of June, I have continued to monitor events at Port Vale Football Club, although in less vocal and public terms. The EGM was of course a farce. Over 900 shareholders voted for change, yet the minority of shareholders joined forces to block the will of the majority. The difference in outcome rested in the actions of Broxap and their last-minute change of heart in terms of voting. A decision Broxap has subsequently come to regret with hindsight, given Mr. Lee's recent press statement and further endorsement of my original bid, albeit too late in the day. The EGM reinforced my long-held belief that any investor looking to effectively assume control of Port Vale Football Club with substantial investment is facing an almost impossible task given the self-serving constitution, 24.9%, etc., and the minority blocking vote of a few more significant shareholders and board members, current and old, who between them have secured over 24.9% of the issued shares. Hence the bitter irony of the complaint by the board that the revised bid of myself and Mark Sims of 24.9% each should be rejected, as we were apparently operating as connected parties. I have sadly come to the conclusion, given the actions of the few majority shareholders who hold this club hostage to their fortunes with their collective actions, that it is impossible for someone like myself to come in and make significant investment in return for a controlling stake in the club. Such is the commercial reality of the business of football, no one is going to invest such a sum for anything less than a controlling stake. I would like to therefore thank the many fans and shareholders who have publicly and privately supported and encouraged me to date. There is, however, nothing more I can do. In my opinion, the business of Port Vale Football Club no longer represents a viable investment without a radical overhaul. The board will, of course, assert to the contrary, as is their prerogative, and in that sense, if they are as confident as they would have you believe, then good luck to them. For my part, I am formally withdrawing my interest, unless there is a complete change in the present board. And for clarity, that classes Mike Lloyd, Bill Bratt, Glenn Oliver, Mickey Adams, and the Chief Exec, Penny Deakin, as the board. And an opportunity to restructure the council debt. If such change and opportunity were to arise, then and only then would I reignite my interest and re-engage in discussion. My objective throughout my bid process, despite the conspiracy theories and negative PR campaign against me, was one of sensible commercial investment to ensure as much as the investment went into the club to benefit the club as opposed to paying off majority shareholders in debt. I sought to achieve a solid financial foundation upon which to project Port Vale Football Club towards the 5-year target of Championship football, based at all times upon a viable business plan. My desire was one of a legacy for which some have sadly mocked and ridiculed. I nevertheless remain committed to my community, and my takeover of Esporta is very much in keeping with such commitment. I remain fascinated and excited by